All right, this is game one of the final championship game for the 2025 spring tournament. We have Sicario, the Grinch, John Wumbo versus Keda, Waffen, and Fart in a Can. First match is about to begin.
On the infamous map on Warfare 11 is just like easily the best map in the game.
Yep, they're doing the non-remix version too, so slightly tilted. Gonna have a little bit
Yeah.
less of a fight on the flanks, in particular kind of the sand pit.
I kind of like the guards and the USA pick. That's pretty unique. The
Yep,
You got the early game snipers, the rockets, and then you got the USA mortars and just overall just infantry spam.
not a bad pick at all. I believe on the Axis side we had one Osfront and two SS. Also an interesting play.
Yeah.
We'll see if that Osfront early play really pays off. Gonna have a nice combination, some open fields, but also some good urban combat going on here.
I forgot which side it is, but I'm pretty sure top spawn is better than bottom spawn on this version of Warfare 11 because of one side is very one-sided, I guess.
I agree
Lack
with
of better
that.
term.
Usually better to
Yeah.
be a top than a bottom, if we're being honest.
Yeah, yeah, of course,
Certain
generally.
communities.
Mhm. I'm a spectate Ricotta.
Looks like I'm on the Axis side. I'm spectating Sicario, who's playing SS. Oh, actually, correction, all three SS. Thought we had an Osfront in there initially, but looks like they changed that on the fly.
Oh no, bottom spawn is better. Yeah. If you look on the SS side and look on the far right side, there's that little hill on the middle right that's like perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. You put like some sort of AT gun over there. You put some holes over there. From that position, you could easily just push like far right point on
Yep.
the ally side. On the left side for SS, it's up in the air. I think USA could easily get that, or allies could easily get that. That's like a spot really good. That's where guards could easily push up with the snipers. Maybe a T70 or T60. I don't know.
Yep. Definitely get a nice little arced shot on there. This one, yeah, I generally like the remix a little bit better just because kind of more diverse fights on the flanks here. Got some water combat that you can kind of really dig in on that hill, and then there's always a heck of a battle going on this side.
Yeah.
Looks like they split up their forces. We got half pushing mid. Looks like Sicario on the left by himself. Did the 195 SS buy right out the bat, it looks like, for pretty much all of them. Okay, an early cap in the mid, really digging in. Kind of advantageous with this building here as well as these buildings here, but generally by the end of the game, none of those buildings are around, so not as big of an effect. Okay, it looks like Sicario's going to hard flank left. And Waffen is pushing a little bit more mid left. Okay, we got a push on the mid. We got guards against SS.
I think
Dug in pretty
took that
darn
grouped
well.
up in a
Yep.
conga line here actually.
Ooh, good grenade. Fancy grenade work by both sides.
Gonna get anyone? Or
Nope.
the SS guy didn't get anyone?
Looks like Sicarios pushing up with the Kuba wagon. That's a pretty good grasp on that left flank already. He's kind of out there by himself, though. It looks like Grinch and John Wumbo kind of teamed up a little bit more, but John Wumbo's have a real tight grasp on that right side behind those walls, holding things down strong. Mid looks like it might go to Fart in a Can. Mike's dug in pretty darn well. Got a couple sandbags down. Got some back points that haven't been contested yet.
Yeah.
Gonna have to be a little careful if you get cut off on the far left side. Looks like they're all pushing for mid again. 184 buys. Looks like we already got an AT rifle out. Interesting. Mike split up some of his forces, it looks like.
What factions has everybody taken?
Alrighty. Some more fancy grenade work going on. Once again, we got SS versus 2 guards and American.
This is already kind of looking bad for SS here.
Little
Like they should
bit.
cap mid, or at least contest a little bit better, but they just got wiped out from the beginning. And like what you said, they could easily get caught up from the left. And from the middle right too. Like, you need mid from middle right. You need mid from middle right just so you can push the far back left point, which they're failing to do. And I think their knowledge of like the lack of people is a huge problem for both sides here. But it's common for every game.
Yep. Looks like we got a... gonna have some half-track and Kubelwagen fighting going on. Here's they're starting to lock down the left a little bit more. They got snipers out. A couple of soldiers that could potentially push up, but I believe are those... Yeah, those are AT rifle troops, so probably wise to keep them back a ways. Looks like... Cards... Did they already do an SP buy, potentially? On the SG-43, or... No, that... I think that...
Yeah, that's a SP buy.
Looks like an SP buy, okay, pretty early on.
Yeah.
Both sides are spending their SP points relatively early.
If you look at the top right, Fog of War, turn it off.
Turn her off, okay. Ah, yeah, okay, sorry, a little counterintuitive, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, yep. Both sides sending in a lot of units. Looks like Waffen's trying to kind of build down some defenses on the far left at distance. I don't know if they're able to see what he's doing there, but pretty good move on his end. Pushing up an M3 AT gun as well. Gonna probably want to keep an eye on that half track. And it looks like they called in 101st Airborne Machine Gunners. Good call, good call. Very powerful unit. One of the tricks is to call in that unit and then get a regular 30 cal and give the assistant that 30 cal. We'll see if he does that a little bit later on. Okay, got a nice little contention on the right. And an airdrop, probably an M8. Generally, you can call that in at the 3-minute mark. We'll see if that is the case.
Probably. It's at the top left, yeah.
Yep. Alright, looks like we got our first push on the left. Let's see if the defenses on the left are holding up. Yep, airborne's coming in. Yeah, good use of MGs on the guard side. More specifically the SG-43, which is a little bit more of a heavy duty. Not a 20mm round? No, I think it's is it 12 centimeter or millimeter round rather?
The SG-43 is a 7.62.
Good use of AT guns on both sides. Looks like we got a real large push, huh? A little unorthodox. We got a half-track pushes coming in very strong on the right side.
It's not really unorthodox. You kind of see them just keep doing this from previous matches, and it works pretty well. It's just like they did with Ostfront with the 3SP Gebirge Jaegers half tracks. It worked out well in some of their matches, and seeing this, I think they're able to probably do some damage, probably take a point or two, or at least have some sort of control.
What is that? Is that a vet sniper on the right? Looks like
that is a vet sniper.
It's a pretty good SP buy early on. Looks like we got contention on the middle. Little fight going down. Once again, fancy grenade work on both sides. we have blow up. Half track down on the right. Ooh, really going all in on the right. The half
Yeah,
track
they don't
push.
really have any AT SS.
They do
Well,
not,
they have
do
AT
they?
rifle, but that's probably not enough.
Got some few Panzerfaust over there, but they have to get real close for this to be effective. I think Red Army definitely wants to play the far game on this, but looks like they're tearing them up with that Kuba wagon and that MG on the left. Got a League out as well. Good counter. Is he going to be able to take out that 80? Ooh, yep. He got decrewed the M8. Moving around the M43. Might be trying to get a flank on that lead gun with it. Let's see. Ooh, and he has crewed that. Good counter. Needs to get back on that ASAP. Oof. It's going to be tough to be able to get that repositioned and turned over. Let's see. Oh, oof. That's a big play early on. A bit of a tame fight on the mid, but it looks like Fard is sending a bunch of different units in the mid. Once again, not really scrambling too much, but looks like he's starting to separate them out. Yeah, really kind of a two on the right and mid, and one real hard on the left, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. If you look on the far right, I think like they did a good job, sort of, with the half-track push. They kind of like thinned them out, and they have like snipers shooting at the far back right where the M43 is at on the half wall there. It's just taking some dudes out.
Kind of more of attrition picking them off. Okay, we got a Panzer II at play. Let's see, we got a M43 that could potentially cause some problems for that Panzer II if he doesn't see it. Oof. Yep. Yep. Right off the bat. It's a rough thing to see. We've got a Stewart out in play on the left side. Holding up strong on the left. I don't know if he has a counter for that Stewart currently.
I think he's gonna try to get it with Panzer Shrek. He's running up right now.
Looks like it. Clearing out infantry. It might be in his favor to potentially keep that Stewart back, but he is pushing hard. Pushing real hard. Oof. Yeah, no counter at this time. He does have an AT rifle. He can maybe track it with a side shot. Ooh! Beautiful Panzer Shrek shot. Good God.
Yeah.
Where was that Panzer Shrek at? Right there.
On that little hill right there.
Very, very, very good. Pushing up his Jeep. Okay, is he going to capitalize off of that? It is still really anybody's game, but it looks like the Red Army / the US might have a slight advantage. I do have to say, the Allied team is definitely pushing together a little bit more. We got some shock troops moving up. That flamethrower might not be as useful in this open area. Alright, Pioneers are out, trying to lock this sucker down, it looks like. Got a few trenches down in mid and right. A few trenches down mid.
There's a lot of action going on the far right here. There's about some shock SMGs pulling up right now.
Yep.
The snipers are kind of thinning them out if you look at the far right.
Oof. Alright, he's got a League, thinning the herd a little bit. Looks like he's pulling her back. Pulling in that M43. This is kind of a fun battle to see between the Leagues and M43s. Oof. He crewed it. That might be dead man walking there. Let's see if he still has the ammo. Doesn't have any additional ammo. He's not recrewing it specifically quick. Oof. Just denial. Looks like we might need a pause. Let's see what the pings are looking like. Actually, pretty even pings. Do have a couple weird outliers with that 241, but This game's generally playable up to 250, 300. It looks like he's going sub 200, so that pause might have fixed it. Be a good time if anybody needs some refreshments. We do have a deal going on during the intermission.
No parachuting.
I have not seen any evidence of far shooting at all. The only thing I could potentially see is that M43 in that league battle, but I don't know about that. We'll have
kinda
to
looks,
check the replay, but...
Try. I think that's a little far. Yeah, like probably like 5 meters.
Are we talking from this league to that M43?
Yeah, the league is like 180. The M43 is 180 as well. I think it's like 5 meters.
Yeah, but... dropping up the N word there, that's not great.
A godless country, I say. A godless country.
They are the Horde. They are the Horde. Well, dropping the N-word yet again. It's not too classy. Something we don't encourage for the people at home to be
Oh,
saying.
dude, that is not far shooting. That was
No,
that was
that's
in
well
range.
within range.
They're tripping.
Yeah, well within range. Nonetheless, though, might be a little bit too much micro going on here on the right side. Oh, injured the gun. Looks like the allies are getting a pretty strong grasp on the middle. Axis have lost the mid-right point. Pretty much had that right side locked down. Probably going to have to refocus some of their troops elsewhere.
Oh no, yeah, that Grinch is well in range. I checked the ranges there.
Nothing contested there. And that gun is down. Yeah, definitely no far shooting as far as that goes. Well within range. Okay, starting to get some light and medium tanks in the mix. Holding that left side strong. Looks like an officer was pulled up to help with spotting. A little bit of a ballsy move,
Yeah,
but
it's a smart move.
a little ballsy,
honestly,
but yeah, especially early. That's probably one of his first officers in the game.
I'm spectating the allies here, and I've turned off fog of war. They have no sight at all on the SS infantry, so they really needed that officer there.
Oh
to sight
yeah,
something.
yeah, really, yeah. Both sides. I think a lot of the hills in this particular map must be blocking a lot of that because it does seem a little atypically high. And what do we got? Do we have some mortars out? We do got some mortars out. Still, that M43 is holding strong. Looks like got a couple officers out on the field on the Allied side. Only one out on the field on the Axis side, but probably bound to change. Alright, we got one of our first big boys coming out to play. Panzer IV. Ooh. Likewise, actually, we do have some officers out by Sikaro.
You should probably just turn off fog of war and see what's their sight looking like here.
Yeah, pretty limited.
Yeah, they see nothing.
Yeah. Interesting. It's pretty heavy use of a cover. Not really seen on the Allied side. Many trenches set down. Looks like there was one set up on the left-hand side for the Axis. Oof. Panzer IV has come to clean house, it appears. Do have those officers up front. Interesting. Looks like the Axis are starting to push back. Panzer III in the mid looks relatively uncontested. Some AT rifles. Looks like the Allies probably need to push some more infantry in there. So we got Hetzers out, so one huge advantage for SS. Let's see where those are going. We got one on the far right, one on the mid where they're looking, figure out where to plug that gap, it appears. Okay, starting to cap back the left. Very, very close game. Ooh, ooh.
It looks like that's a double hetzer by.
Definitely a double hetzer by. I'm seeing both John Wumbo and the Grinch, it appears, are doing that. No, maybe he was gifted one.
But so double headset by.
Yeah, I think it was a double Hetzer buy, but I think the Grinch gifted one to John Wumbo. Just moving hard right. We got flamethrowers out, folks. One of the advantages of the guards are those fantastic shop troops.
And they're pushing pretty hard in mid. They're pushing up vehicles here.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Almost a complete turnaround. Starting to kind of thin out the Allied side. An AT rifle. Oof. Interesting. Okay. Got a Greyhound out. Heck of a push, to be honest. If they get that mid, they're going to have quite the point lead. Oop.
Oh.
That Panzer III should win that battle.
I think
Oh,
it's gonna be
never
hit by
mind. I'm
Fiat.
sorry, he's got an AT gun at play as well. Almost got to prioritize taking out that AT gun over that. Hell. Greyhound there. Let's see. Oof. Oof. That's pretty darn big. It's like smoke is getting out there. I don't know if maybe a mortar's out of ammo. Alright, Greyhound moving in. Okay, we got a 6-3 with an immense bleed. Kind of amazing how they pulled back that middle. Looks like we got some Rangers AT out and about. That Panzer IV on the left is still probably the strongest unit. On this side at least. Let's see what those Hetzers are doing. Yeah, I really kind of locked that down. Do have a good little battle going. Really got to take out that.
Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just saying. Really got to take out that flamethrower on the mid. Still just chilling there. 5 stars, but not a huge deal. Left is.
Access on far right is it's lockdown. There should be no contention from the ally side. Once you get far right, you can easily push out their back right point on ally side, or just chill there like they're doing right now and trying to recover mid here.
Yep. I think that started happening a couple minutes ago once they realized how well they have that locked down. They got AT guns, we got Hetzers. Wow, yeah. Really have locked down that left side as well. I got down 1 trench. My team really doesn't seem to have any trenches down, which is going to probably cripple them a little bit late game. Let's see. A lot of AT guns. Do you see a support weapon buy? I'm not really seeing any sort of mortars at play. Yeah, no. They're just MP buys.
I mean, SGs. Like, yeah. Other than that, not really.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, there's that M3 from the beginning of the game.
That thing's still at play. That.
Yeah, but it's kind of being useless at this point. It was a waste of 150 MP.
Yeah. At this point of the game, can't really do too much. Occasionally get a lucky side shot or even a.
But if you look at far right
shot
here, SS is pushing up pretty hard right now.
I mean, they might be able to push him back here. They do have some back-end defense lines, right? Okay, this is a good time for the Sylvias. They do have the Su-85, which at this point in the game can definitely clean house on a lot of tanks, but it'd be a good fight with that Hetzer. Generally, 3-2-1, who would win in a Hetzer Su-85 fight?
Because it's a guard, it's 220 range. That's who's
okay.
gonna win. But because of that hill on middle right they have, it's gonna be pretty hard for that Su-85. At
Use
this
that
point,
range advantage, yeah.
At this point, the allies need to push up. The SS could just simply camp there, just wait for the Su-85.
Yep. Moving around that Panzer IV, some fancy footwork there. Looks like he's going to take out that Greyhound. Once again, real ballsy with officers that close up front, but looks like, yeah, there's some visual issues on this map, so worth the play. I'm not that ballsy a player, so I definitely would send that gentleman back from the front and get him some tea.
Tea?
And some tea and crumpets.
That's a little bit too healthy for me today. I like my sozies.
Get that gentleman his sodzies. We got some Red Bulls getting sent over. Door dashing that over right now. Just read an interesting.
On the left, the SR-85 is pulling up to kill that Panzer IV. You're watching.
Oof. On the left side. Oh yeah, he is. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Looks like he got a hit on it. Pulling back strategically. Oof. That right side. Holy smokes! Look at that. Just like you said.
Yeah.
Really pushing him back. Still got a decent bleed on. Really anyone's game at this point though. Ooh, and the Panzer IV takes a critical hit. Got some destroyed components. That tank is as good as dead. Maybe would want to just bait that Su-85, pull him back. Really need to kind of diversify out their units or spread out their units from the right side and start helping on the left because it looks like there's a big old breakthrough going on. Kind of surprising mid's not being capped right now. You got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units within the radius versus 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess those are higher skilled troops with a slightly better cap rate.
Yep, guards OP, fair square.
Yep. Wow. Looks like the MG's put itself to use now. To the point they actually brought up an infantry box, which is a little bit of a rare scenario, but probably see it once or twice a game. Except kind of slowed down as we kind of reached the natural sizing of how the defense has been set up early on. What do we got? We got just a couple officers out and about. Looks like Farton Can has all of them. I'm not seeing officers from Raketa or Waffen, which... No, I take that back. They're a little further up. Could really kind of hurt their payback, but it looks like Sikaro is getting a 1.9 out of a 2.3 payback. Might be wise to spawn another officer, but also relatively low on the SP. I'm sorry, MP. Still has quite a bit of SP, actually. Wonder what their play is. So they got 16. So could go get 2 Hetzer buys and have 2 left over. Could get a 17 centimeter. Get some mechanized vet units for 3. Do that multiple times if necessary. A little late in the game to make that play. Yeah, definitely right is locked down and pretty much all the battles going on the left. Yeah, not seeing much, are we? Still surprised that mid's not getting capped. Okay, it looks like there is some friendly units getting pushed over now, though. So we got the Grinch pushing some of his units in. Got a big push. Okay, was it a Stalin's Gambit with the T-60?
I don't believe guards get those.
Is that true? Okay, yeah, I'm not really familiar with the guards. I'm gonna go to you now. Okay, we do got some Hetzers out on the left. Let's see. Ooh, good use of those AT guns. I do wonder what the ammo situation's like on those, though. Because they have fired off quite a few rounds. We got a standard Sherman out and about. Mortar's making good use. Looks like it's getting a little low on ammo, but it's already on his second ammo box.
Guards. Raketa is rotating his SR-85 to kill the Panzer IV. That's a Karya has and a Hetzer they have at the back.
Is that... Ooh, a brand new Panzer IV. Okay, yep. Now, he does have the veteran Panzer IV, so that range difference of 200 versus 220 is now 210 versus 220. Good use by both. Yeah, looks like we're at 220. He's got to plug that gap. Pushing it. Oof. Yep.
Ooh.
That 10 meters makes all the difference. Wow. Yep. He was killed next to his buddy's gravesite, so he's going to go to heaven together. Yep, okay, looks like the points have flipped. As mentioned before, they really do need to move from that right side and start helping on the left, because that is a concentrated effort by, I want to say, all 3 parties on the Allied side.
Yeah, one common mistake I keep seeing is, like, when you see, like, one team going all in on one side, your teammates and you should also go all in from the other side. it's like they're dividing all the resources on the
Oof.
left side, allies, and I'm putting Jack squat on the far right.
That's
And just
scary.
seeing like the bunch of red dots or green dots on the far right, you could easily just push their back right point and go to their spawn a bit.
Oh god, he's going for his officers at the front. Oh god, that could be huge. Oh god, he got one. He got. Oof.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that is huge actually. This point in the game, that payback is going to get killed. I mean, he still is at a 1.9 payback, 2 officers, but oh, that mortar. Is he gonna get it? Yeah, they really needed to focus on that pushback there. Wild. Okay. Oof. Su-85's got a gold star rating. It's taking out 2 Panzer IIs amongst other things. That oof. That left side is just collapsed. All quiet on the eastern front, we could see. Really got to start pushing those guys there, make a push on that next point. Axis are still leading. Looks like they did capture the mid finally. Okay.
It seems that the guards bought a Theater for 85 Elite and putting it on the left side here.
Oof. What a comeback on the left. Oof. Yeah, that Hetzer's just getting double teamed all day. Ooh, a little trash talking going on. Little trash talking going on.
Little BM.
I was gonna ask you. You say BM, that's not bowel movement. Is that bad mouth?
That's bad mouth, bad manners.
Bad mouth. Okay. I'm a little bit of an old man here, so good to know. Thank you for making this old man's day and keep me informed. Kept thinking you were talking about doing BMs for some reason. I was like, all right, that's usually a private manner, but that's cool. Ooh, what got that?
Ooh.
What hit that? Ooh, a Panzer Shrek. Ooh. Some BM from the other end. Okay. A lot of potty mouths in here. We're going to have a couple nickels thrown in the potty mouth drawer, but that's all right. That's all going back to funding the tournament. All right. Looks like we got a push in the mid. What do we got? Real heavy use of half tracks. Like I said, I don't really play guards, but is that a viable play for them? Are they relatively cheap?
I'm assuming it's the SP one. I can't imagine like a guards player just buying a plain old half track.
Yeah, it does not seem. And the Americans, darn, I never do this, but did the Americans have a double buy or a discounted buy at one time for half tracks?
Oh no, they still do.
They still do. Okay, I used to use that, but yeah, might be something I want to take into account again. Seems to be working a decent effect on this map. All right, we got a.
But still worth to buying the armored rifleman half track quad.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't
It's
used
like
it.
260. It's like you got 155 squad and a 150 half track. You're saving around like 40, 50 MP right there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. So you actually buy. I see. You buy the units, put them in there.
No, you buy the unit. Like the infantry is already in the half track. It's a whole MP buy.
I see. I know what you're talking about. Sorry, man. Once again, hanging out with an old man here, so a little slower. Putting me in a home here soon. Not even the nice home, like a government home.
Don't worry, I can push you around.
You can push me around. Yeah, come visit me every once in a while. Make sure my niece and nephew don't pull the plug on me. That'd be nice.
No, of course. How about I give you a little like church strawberry candies?
That'd be.
Your caramel cough drops or whatever you call them.
Ricolia. I would take some Ricolias. I got a little cough myself today, so much appreciated. I like myself a nice strawberry shortcake as a ginger.
On the far right, we see. If you look at the far right, they're actually pushing their back right point right now.
Oof.
They're pretty close.
That is a heck of a push. Still have that mid. Within a decent grasp. That building, as mentioned earlier, does play advantageous to the Axis side or the southern side.
Let's say, if I were to make a prediction right now, I think SS have a very good chance after that Su-85 kill. They have a very good chance right now. I would say they're good winning right now.
Yep.
Meaning, they have plenty of infantry, they have plenty of units, and I'm assuming they have plenty of MP and plenty of MP comeback.
Well,
If the
barely
if
any
they were
SP
to coast
units
right
used.
now, if they were to coast right now, they could easily win this.
Easily. Yep. Kind of amazing they got that mid left. That right side, holy smokes, they're in. They're in, folks. I don't know, who again are you watching? 3, 2, 1? On the Allen?
Ricketta.
Ricketta, okay. Don't need
He has 1,000 MP right now and 48 CP. Oh,
48. Oh, wow, okay.
what happened?
What is his payback like? Is it relatively low? I mean, he's above that 40 threshold.
Yeah, he has 0.8.
0.8, okay. Sikaro's looking at a 1.9 payback, which pretty significant.
I wonder what happened. I saw a mortar die. Like a 120.
That left side is still falling. Really pretty sparse amount of units over there, but got a T-34 85 Elite coming in with 230 range. Quite a good buy. Got a Jackson, a Vet Jackson, okay, at that 240 range. Yeah, really outplaying him as far as tanks and ranging goes, but do have a Jag Panzer at 240. It's quite a bit more armor. Looks like, Jackson 240,
Honestly, if I was the
280.
Sicario with the L70, I would just push on far right. The left side is kind of a lost cause. Just
Yeah.
put some infantry over there and just go help out right.
Just keep pushing that sucker. I mean, really a little confused why they're not capping mid. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, lower tier units. Are they capping there? Yeah, a little strange why that mid's not getting capped.
It's fair and balanced. That's all I could say.
Yeah, that might be something that needs to be countered.
A very fun faction, I would say. Very unique.
Unique New York. Got quite a bit of a
A
push.
D1 killed a L70.
Oof. Very lucky.
That is. That what?
Very lucky shot. I mean, I've been.
Where's the D1 here? I don't. Oh, I see the
Yeah,
D1.
it's up actually a little further than it probably should be.
That's kind of concerning, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's a glitch where
What's that
you
shoot?
could. There's some. It's a glitch where you could like aimbot with like any artillery gun, mortars, already M12s, anything, and just aimbot like any vehicles like we see a L70. But I'm pretty sure it was just like a lucky shot.
I think
honestly.
that was
They were
just luck,
shooting
to
the
be
mortar.
honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard about that aimbot, but I was told it was fake news. But I don't know. I'm pretty gullible, so.
That only applies to weapons with barrage, the weapons that fire multiple rounds. They were just trying to track the Jag Panzer, not kill it, but obviously they killed it.
Yeah.
Resident
That's kinda what I
Exert
assumed.
Imperator comes in. He's done a lot of great work on this mod.
Yeah, of course. Our Lord and Savior.
And RobZ and Imperator we trust. He's kind of the Jesus of this mod, actually. Kind of Old Testament, New Testament. Do have a nice little push on the mid. Are
This is
starting to
overall
cap
a
that
pretty good
back.
game,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, real back and forth. I mean, you've seen some flanks get established, fall down. Really, I don't know if it would make sense for them to make a mass push on even here, but I think they would be able to counter that relatively quickly. That D1 gets a hit on the mortar that's been keeping their infantry at bay. Ooh, we do have a cap on the right. Single gentleman, okay. Looks like he was huffing some gas fumes over there, having a good old afternoon himself, but taken out.
On the far left, you see a Panther Ace Sicario bot. Put it near that where the Savini died.
Oof, okay. Looks like he's back for revenge, folks. Oof. Alright, cleaning house at that 250 range. Is there anything that has... do got a 230, 85 Elite. Kind of entering the stage of the game where German Armor does make a huge difference. Oof, fancy grenade work on the mid. Oof, oof. Where's that Tiger at? Okay.
That Tiger.
Yep. That Tiger coming to clean house on the right. Okay, we have entered that stage of the game. Red Army really needs to push. Gonna have some late war difficulties.
Hey, they don't really have any answers except for the vet slugger.
It looks like they are making a concerted effort. Still Sikro just on the right. Grinch has an ammo truck over there. Wow, yeah. Quite the fortifications. They definitely are not taking back that right. Got a 4-5 game in Allied favor.
Is the vet slugger still alive?
Yeah, far right.
Is it far right? Did it move over?
Yeah, at the back.
I
Yeah.
see it. Yep, yep. Alright, looks he's coming to play with the Tiger. Tiger's gonna take his ball and go home.
Far yarn.
Oof! What are we shooting at there? Okay, Su-85, a little late in the game, but still could offer some issues. Okay, we have a fight on the left again. I don't think he realizes, so turn on Fog of War. Yeah, doesn't realize how much stuff he does have back there.
Yeah.
4-5. That middle has really been taken over by the guards. Yeah, really gonna have to... I mean, at this point, I'd almost recommend taking all those units on the far right, on the backline trenches, and trying to push those into mid. Just once again, do not know how little they do have on that right side. If you turn on Fog of War, they could have a huge army back there, or close to 10 or 15 men like they currently do. Interesting. Okay, that far left is being contested. Okay, that came up surprisingly quick. Looks like we got a concerted effort by the Grinch also to push. Don't know. I mean, what is the play? Are you going for mid at this point, or are you going left?
I would still go far right, but they don't know that because of Fog of War, of course.
Yeah. What's he got? Is it just kind of standard units? Nothing too crazy. We got some shock troops
It's like-
coming.
You often see this from a lot of players. Like, I often say, like, brush up a random unit. Just, just like,
Send that man to
brush up a
Bahala.
random unit. A little bait, see what
Yep.
shoots, see what's going on back there.
Looks like we got a Lux coming in to clear that gap. Okay, good move. Clear out some infantry, keeping it behind that hill. Cleaning house a little bit. Okay, well coordinated attack. Are they capping it? Yeah, those guards have such a huge advantage on capping flags, don't they?
Yeah. But I think they're about to cap it here,
Yeah, looks like they are.
just for a bit.
Got a nice little
And they're
push
also
mid.
attacking mid here, too.
Yep.
There's some movement there.
Really digging in. Wow, we got a lot of gold stars. You get a lot of gold stars growing up there, 3, 2, 1. Put it on your mom's fridge.
Yeah, they just called me a special boy, but I don't know what they mean by that at the time, but I do now.
Well, I know you're a special boy. You're one of a kind, bud, so.
Yeah. I used to run a short bus. They gave me a gold star for that.
Nice dog, yeah. It's kind of an exclusive bus. That's like getting a Hummer limo for prom. You know, a real nice thing to get.
Yeah.
Put you on that special bus there, bud. The Arnold bus. I believe Arnold Schwarzenegger owned a Humvee in the early 90s. Ooh, Panther Ace moving in. Really nothing to contest that. I mean, you do have that T-34-85 Elite with 230, which is a great buy, but that 250, you really just can't touch that.
Yeah,
Arkin,
the 85 could barely kill that Panther from the front.
barely. It'd have to be a lucky shot, but we have seen some lucky shots this game already. Really, the sole use of Artie is that D1. More than, yeah, definitely it's paid off on everything it's taken out. Okay, there is a big counter push on the left. That Panzer II, very wise, going back and forth as needed. Doing a little bit of a tango, very well done. Mid has been capped. Okay, wow, got herself a nice little close combat snare going on there. Looks like it's starting to go back towards the axis. Wow. Battle of some small tanks. Small little kitty cats in the middle. Alright. Yeah, once again, Turn on Fog of War. Really can't see much on this map. Has to do with those hills. Alright, we got a KV-85 a little late in this game. Wow. Yeah.
Kind of useless too. That was a kind of odd buy there.
Definitely.
Panther Ace.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, we're looking at on that SS side, his MP, you know, despite losing those 2 officers to that half track, is still at a 1.9, just banking them points back.
Yeah, but
Still.
he has less units on the field because of that. It's kind of affecting him a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, he is sitting on darn near 2,000 MP. Did use all those SP on that Panther Ace, though.
That's crazy. Spectating Ricardo here, and he has a 600 MP, and he's over 40 CP.
Over 40, yeah, I mean, Sicario's sitting right at 37, 38.
Oh, the KV-85 on the far left is rushing that Panther
Ooh,
Ace right now.
ooh, he might have a chance. He might. Ooh, okay. Quick response.
Okay.
Sitting at 200. He got a hit on him. Still might want to re-angle that a little bit. Oof.
Yeah. Showing
Slight
too much
move.
side there.
Doesn't know. Yeah, showing a little too much skin there, if you will. But this is our little sassy lady. Oof. Looks like it's injured. I don't know exactly what shot on it, but seemed to got rung around a little bit. Oof. Yeah, that angle on that. Ooh, the 85 has moved in at 225. He is shooting. He is double pushing. He is double pushing. I think this one is dead. Yes, it is dead. He got a hit on the 85. Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh. Good move with the Hetzer coming
That
into
was
flank.
kind of tragic. That was kind of all in there.
That might be the nail in the coffin, at least on the left flanks. We
Oh,
got a
yeah,
GG
that
next
was
round already,
definitely
folks.
there.
Wow. GG next round. Well done by both sides. Real back and forth. Could have been anybody's game throughout there, but I think really what came down to was locking down that right point. Just could not contest that one bit, but very well played by both teams. All right. So we're looking at, once again, at the resources here. So, pretty equal as far as resource spend goes. Yeah, it looks like John Wumbo might have had some extra resources at the end he could have utilized. But yeah, once again, that D1, very lucky that round. Don't see that too often. Took out a couple larger tanks. Overall, very good game.
Yeah.
Wumboed.